Thank you. Welcome everyone once again to the session. My name is Adefunke Eboda. The focus for tonight is on building business on the right foundation. So let me ask you, what exactly is the right foundation? This and much more are what we are going to be discussing tonight. And we have some business professionals in our midst tonight who will be directing the flow of the discussion as we start. We have Pastor Kola Shokumbi in our midst tonight. He is an author, a coach, and a strategic partner with CEOs and business consultants. He's also the CEO of Profit Link Associates, a company that serves leaders by partnering with them to have a great leadership experience. Pastor Kola Shokumbi is a graduate of accountancy and holds MBA in finance. He holds fellowship status of both the ICANN and Chartered Taxation Institute of Nigeria. Pastor Kola is a prolific writer and is the zonal pastor with the Redeemed Christian Church of God. And his marriage is blessed with children. Thank you so much for being in our midst tonight, sir. It's good to have you. Thank you so much. Also with us tonight is Mrs. Adenike Shitu. Mrs. Adenike Shitu is a child of God and a chain entrepreneur. She is the MD CEO of Mojoy Investment Company Limited, an IT firm that deals with computer hardware. Mrs. Shitu started out as a banker and after leaving the banking industry has engaged in business for over 38 years. She is a wife, a mother, and a mentor to many. Thank you so much. Good to see you, Ma. And you look so pretty tonight.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Pastor Kola, you're looking so handsome too.
Okay, too.
Oh my God.
I agree to that. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Okay, so to get the session started tonight, I would like to bring up Reverend Ebenezer Kayode for a short exhortation.
Thank you, Sister Funke. We thank the Lord tonight that we are finally having something to do with the business people. And one of the burdens upon our hearts for this program is that the Christ-like life is not limited to church and ministry alone. The Christ-like life covers every areas of our lives. And one of these is that is least attended to in many quarters today, except for a few churches like my church, the Fountain of Life Church. We have a lot of programs for business people, but a number of churches don't have programs for business people at all. So we want to begin to talk about doing business and doing it right, doing it the way a Christian ought to do it, to the glory of God and for the benefits of the people. And I believe tonight, with the caliber of people that we bring tonight, there's a lot to learn. So not to take too much of their time, I just want to encourage you to listen with an open heart. Write down your questions before the question time starts. And when the question time does start, please put it in the chat room. We'll surely present your questions to them. And if you have a contribution to make, just raise your hands. I'm sure Sister Funke will be able to see you.
So let's just go into the teaching of the day. I'll be bringing up right now Pastor Kola Shokumbi.
Hey everyone. I want to start by telling us who a Christian business person is. And that statement consists of three characters: the Christian, the business, and the person. I want to start by analyzing the three characters in that statement. Who is a Christian? A Christian is anyone who has given his life to Christ, who has accepted Christ as his Lord and Savior, and doing his will at all times, whether in the open or the secret, whether official or unofficial. Business, on the other hand, is any activity that generates incomes, and the bottom line is making profits. A person is one who is sound, able, capable, take decision on his own. Looking at the three narrations, we can now therefore say a Christian business person is one, a brother or a sister engaging in business, guided by Christian principles. The next thing is, what are the Christian principles? The Christian principles expect to be found in that business owner or Christian person are one, is leading the organization as an overseer, not as business owner. Remember, is a Christian brother or sister, having God as the final person in their life. So it's a master-servant relationship. It's not a master-servant relationship, but an overseer acting for God in that business. Number two, in all his habits running the organization, it must be building up and not tearing down. And when it's voicing his displeasure against mistakes committed by staff, this must be done with love. Annually, the organization will meet designing their strategic formulas for how to run the organization. As an overseer, our conclusion of the exercise, it must be committed to the hand of God for divine intervention. Remember, 1 Thessalonians 2 verse 9, our strength man cannot prevail. Not only that, when I look at how we carry the staff along, we must have mentorship beside. We must have mentorship policy. That is running the organization with the pressure that they own the business together. Remember, God is one of us. And not only that, the staff are recognized by their contribution. We don't lower their spirit, we encourage them and inspire them. Now, when we come to reward, staff must be paid above the minimum wage. Then you are set to be Christian business person. For instance, the minimum wage in Nigeria is 30,000. You are set to pay anything above that. That shows that you are not just after profit. You are adding value to people's life, your staff, and also to the public. You cannot act like a Pharisee. The Pharisee will pay tithe, showing everybody I'm paying tithe. But coming to the office, he pays for salary. And also, you are not under business making profit at the expense of your staff. These are qualities you must find in a Christian business person. However, you also owes a duty to ensure that at the point of killing staff, when the staff are being brought into the business, they must inculcate in them the idea that this business is God's own. Therefore, must have this at their fingertips. Number one, according to 1 Corinthians 3 verse 6, all may sow are full of water, but God gave increase. Meaning, any success achieved by any of them, God must take the glory, not them. They could be appreciated, they may be honored, but not that they will assume, if not for my knowledge, if not for my experience, if not for my qualification. Not only that, in Deuteronomy 8 verse 8, the Bible says we must remember God, your creator, because it is God that gives us the strength to make that. So any wealth accruing to any staff based on their performance, glory must go to God. And finally, the Bible says you cannot prevail on your own. That was why Goliath was out. Even when you have all what it takes, but if that is done, then you are running a business different what other people are doing. Remember, we are trained or we are encouraged to be like Christ, not like other Christians. With this in your mind, you can be called or regarded to as a Christian business person. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We can hear you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for shedding light on who a Christian business person is. I like the fact that we are coming up from that introduction. So I would bring up Mrs. Adenike Shitu now for a teaching before we go into the question and answer session. The floor is yours, ma'am.
You're muted.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Sister Funke.
Good evening again.
Thank you very much, the convener. God bless you really well. You're doing a great job, sir. I just want to talk okay, Pastor Kola has enumerated who a Christian business person is. So I'll go ahead and talk about counting your costs before starting a business. Because, I mean, that is the very foundation of any business that is Christ-like, that is done by a Christian. Now, you want to count the cost. How do you do this? Okay, you want to start a business. You have God in mind. You're a Christian. You want to do it in a Christ-like manner. You want to start by finding out what are those things that may come your way What are those things? What's this kind of business? What kind of business are you starting? What are the obstacles that may come your way? What do I call obstacles? Temptations and all manner that could come your way. And when you want to count your cost, you look 14. For which of you intending to build a tower does not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to finish it or not? Lest your enemies begin to laugh at you. Now, you want to look at when I wanted to start the business of going to Dubai some 20-something years ago, to buy clothing, gold, what have you, I found out, I decided to find out what are the issues with this Dubai thing. And I hear a lot that people say about women who go to Dubai, that they sleep with men, they do, even married women do this. And I wanted to know, is Dubai demonized? Why do they go there and misbehave? Can I actually go there and be like them? Then I had to go sit down and pray to God and checklist myself. I wanted to ask myself sincere questions. I asked myself, okay, I'm going to Dubai. Okay, assuming I meet the Prince of Dubai, who has a lot of money and wants to give me a lot of money to sleep with me as a child of God. Will I budge? Will I fall under such temptation? I look at it and I see that I won't fall. I sincerely look inward and I ask this question. You know, I sit in front of mirror and I ask myself, as Nike, would you fall? And I realize that I won't, because I can't say God has not helped me. There are lots of people cannot even, do business locally. Then I can buy air tickets. And I'm always grateful for the little that I have. Then I can go do business. So I know that if I go, my own is going to be different. My journey, my trip, my business will glorify God. That was when I decided to go. Now, this applies to even students. You are going to school. You have heard about, cultism. You have heard about peer pressure. You have heard about a lot of things. Sexual harassment. You have heard about all those things. You sit down and count your cost. If you are here tonight, count your cost. Okay, I'm going to school or I'm in school. So if this happens, what will I do? You must be able to answer yourself and know that when this happens, you are not going to fall. You are not going to fall for it. You are not going to mess up the name of the Lord. You are going to stand for who you say you are. You are going to stand as who you say you are, a child of God, the one that brings glory to the Lord. Now, if you go and then you kind of fall under this temptation or you mess up, then you're a non-starter. That means the very foundation of that business is not solid, is shaky, and such business will sure crumble. So when you are going to start a business, count your costs. Look at what you can do and what you cannot do. Look at where temptation can come in and you can fall and you can mess up the name of the Lord. These are the things I think you should look at when you're starting out in a business, the foundation, counting your cost. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ma. So we need to count our cost. Okay, so as a follow-up to that, let me ask you, Ma, what are the foundations for business based on Christian principles? Are there actually Christian principles in laying the foundation of a business?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
The Christian foundations, the first one really is in prayers. You need to pray. Wait on the Lord. Don't just pick one business that's a rave of the moment. Okay, they're doing pure water. They're making money from pure water. Then you go ahead and start business of pure water when God has not called you into pure water. The fact that your friend is prospering in pure water does not mean that you will prosper when you go in there, because there is what God has endowed you with. There is a natural gifting in you that can, help the business, that can propel the business and propel it onto success. Maybe you don't have that thing that woman or that man has that is making the pure water business a success. You have what can make another business a success. Don't go into a business because every other person is doing it. Go into it because God says to go. Like when I will go into computer business, okay? I've been going into to Dubai to buy gold, buy clothing, buy things, and what have you. And I was into fish business. I had co-rooms in Ijora, and I was doing very, very well, very good at it. But at a point, the business became very troublesome. We don't used to have generator. NEPA just favor us. We just use NEPA. And at a point, we had to buy a generator, and that was eating deep into the profit of the business. Then I say I wasn't making much. Then it has become like you go to the jetty because we do local fish. We go to the jetty, caught within Nigerian territorial fish in waters, trawlers that come in. So sometimes you go to the jetty, you want to collect like 400 bags of fish. Then people will bargain with the workers who deliver, who bring out fish from the trawlers, and then instead of 400, they give them 450 or 500, and they bargain and they give them something back, and that's how people were making money, and that's how they were breaking even and making profits. And I see I can't continue in this. I can't do that. So I had to go pray. God, I want to leave or move on to some other business and probably leave this to someone else or rent out the co-rooms or do something. And I prayed. The Lord directed me into computer. Then I went to Dubai. This same Dubai. That's where we used to buy computer in those days. HP and all of them, they were not present in Nigeria then. So I went and I needed to buy a computer. The least, what I know about computer then was just keyboard and mouse and the CPU and the monitor. I didn't know much. So I went to Dubai and I went to them. They asked me, "What do you want?" I said I wanted keyboard and mouse. How many? I know I have so much money. How much can this buy? And they told me, "Oh, don't worry." And they brought out I went and I said, "Okay, I'll come back." By the time I came back and I saw the product, everywhere was filled up with keyboard. And I know I can't go by here with that. He said, "We're going to send it by." He said, no, it's not for me. I left. And I went into something else. I went and I said, "No, I can't. It has to be something else." Okay. It has to be something else. So I had to go into prayer. And that was when the Lord showed me it's computer. You see, prayer is very important. There are so many other points, but I think I will enumerate them as time goes on.
Thank you, Ma. I like that fact that you gave some life examples. We'll move to Pastor Kola now, but let me ask before we go on. You mentioned prayers. So my question is it everybody that owns a business that actually heard from God, and do we even have to hear before we start some business?
If you ask me sincerely, I think you have to hear. I think you have to pray. Do your due diligence, but you have to hear from God. Don't go pick a business and then ask God to bless it. Let God pick that business for you and bless it for you.